Okay, so hi. I'm making this video because I'm just tired. I'm tired of trying to freaking defend so many things with and have to fight against, you know, those those rude people on social media, those idiotic people that just want to think that they're right about everything. They want to think that they're right about everything. And I try to look at their side of the story. Sometimes I fall into the trap of like, okay, I feel right about my side. It's a human thing. It is a human thing. But I'm so sick and tired of black people having to freaking fight so hard to get their voices heard for once. I'm sick of that. Because we never, ever get our voices heard. Of course, there's gonna be those Trumpies, those Uncle Ruckuses out there that are gonna be like-minded, freaking less-minded about things and not think. It's not specifically Trump people either. It's just racist people in general. And I'm not saying all Trump supporters are racist. I know there's really nice Trump supporters out there. But there's always those people that want to be right, that want to make a meme of everything, that want to justify the cop's actions. You know what that cop could have done to freaking prevent her from stabbing the other girl, to prevent Ma'Khia from stabbing the other girl, was to just pull out his taser and just tase her. But it doesn't seem like these cops know what a taser is. As you can tell with Dante Wright. As you can tell with Adam Toledo. And all these other situations. And it's so sad because yesterday we were watching the George Floyd trial on TV, watching the verdict, all happy to hear that Chauvin's guilty. And that's another situation where we had to fight for our voices to get heard, fight really hard. Why do we have to fight so hard to get our voices heard when people can just come together and just listen, But they don't. They just want to be all ignorant and ignore like what could have been different. They want to look at the past of someone, of a victim, and be like, oh, he put a gun to a pregnant woman's stomach. Doesn't that mean anything? It doesn't matter in that freaking moment. He didn't deserve to die. George Floyd didn't deserve to die. Ma'Khia Bryant didn't deserve to die. And I know a lot of those people are going to probably look at this video and just simply hit dislike just because I'm disagreeing with them. But I'm sick and tired, and I don't fucking care at this point. I don't care. Because they didn't deserve to die. They didn't. And then people are over here telling me on Twitter, see, Twitter's that place that you just don't want to be. If you cannot handle Twitter, don't be on it. Because I'm learning my lesson. I'm learning my lesson to just stay my ass off of there and just focus on the sim part of Twitter. Even though Sim's part of Twitter is also has its toxic moments. But I understand that you're not going to agree with everything someone says, but at least listen to their side, But, like, there was this person that was like, why do black people always, I don't know if this dude was black, he had freaking Michael Jordan. That doesn't matter anything. He could just be a Michael Jordan fan. But he was like, why do you always have to say, oh, these guys did that? And what he's referencing to is because I asked, why did those cops let the guy that shot up a police, like, not a police thing, but shot up a Black Lives Matter protest? Why did they let him, leave? Why did they let him walk past them with the freaking gun? Why? Please answer that. But no, you guys are just going to be ignorant and try to do something in the comment section and talk me down. No. you don't get to? Why did the one dude that shut up the church get to get some Burger King and, get to eat before he gets to go to jail? Why? Please explain to me why she couldn't get that treatment. Why couldn't George get that treatment? Please explain to me. Why can Dante Wright get, just why can't they explain their side? Because these cops don't know how to think critically. You guys don't know how to take a gun from someone. You don't know how to take a freaking knife from someone. Yeah, so I'm not saying all cops are bad. They're not. But it's the cops that freaking don't think in these situations when they know they should. And they still haven't learned their lesson. These cops haven't learned these lessons. They're not showing improvement. But you guys still want to be Blue Lives Matter. Except for the Trumpies that went to the freaking Capitol. They were Blue Lives Matter right before the moment those cops started fighting them back. But you guys still are blinded by this whole situation. Like, please explain to me, why do you have this mindset, like toxic mindset? I just want to know. It doesn't make any sense that we have to go so hard to justify, to tell our stories and have people bring us down. It doesn't make sense that I see, yes, what she was doing wasn't a good approach of going after someone that was trying to jump her. Yes, I agree. She shouldn't have tried to stab the girl. But you guys want to be ignoring that part, which gets on my nerves. Like, people just want to see what they want to see. They want to read what they want to read. If you don't agree with them, like, full on, they're gonna freaking try to tear you down. And that's the thing about social media. It's so toxic in comment sections and all that stuff. It's just like, you just want to ignore all the stuff. Like, that's my self-love thing. Ignore that. That's my advice for people. I am trying not to cry because I watched the body cam footage of the killing of Ma'Khia Bryant. And I really hope I'm saying her name right. I think it's Ma'Khia. She was a very beautiful girl, and we will never get to hear her side of the story. We will never get to hear her side of the story. And you know what's so dumb that I watched today was that I figured out there's a law that you can't have an air freshener in your car or you get pulled up. That's so dumb. Like, it's so dumb. Like, I watched Inside Edition of that, and she interviewed a sheriff or something, or chief, and the freaking chief was like, that's a violation. I'm just like, what the freak? And my dad was like, what the hell? Like, that does not even make sense. That doesn't make sense. Like, why can't you have an air freshener? Because there's so many people with air fresheners. I'm pretty sure some of those cops got air fresheners in their car. Dead ass. I'm pretty sure they do. Do you act like cops are these perfect people? No, they're not. They're not. It's crazy. It's stupid. And, like, there's so much I want to talk about, but I know I want to speak my voice for once. I want my voice to be out there and be able to, use my voice in a positive way. Like I said, I was agreeing with people about she could have done a different approach, yes, but like I said, we'll never get to hear a story of why she was doing that. And I'm hearing stories of her. She's the one that called the police. I'm not really sure because these 4 girls are trying to jump her. Of course, like, you're gonna want to defend yourself, but I feel like, yes, she should have went out in a different way. She could have not went out in a different way, but like she could have defended herself in a different way. That's what I meant to say. But you know, but I would be scared if some people were like trying to jump me and stuff. Because why not just fight me one-on-one? Like, Or freaking address it with your words. Don't try to jump someone. That probably scared her. Maybe she's not a fighter. And the situation could have been totally a different situation. Cop could have used his taser, but like I said, cops nowadays, they don't know what that is. Like, they're just clueless. Like, bruh, just Phil, if you like that one cop that shot Dante Wright, how do you not know the difference of how it feels? Isn't your taser like on another side? How do you not know? That girl pulled that gun out purposely because she knew. She knew what it was. But I understand that sometimes we do make mistakes too. We do make mistakes. And I understand that. But sometimes when you're in that situation like that, you just gotta think. You just gotta freeze the world around you and think. Think. Don't go rushing into it. Just think. Sometimes I know, yes, we have that moments where like, oh my god, there's so much going on. But yeah, think. But here comes the freaking people that probably are gonna get mad at me for trying to defend Ma'Khia Bryant. I don't care what you guys think. I don't. Because I honestly think she didn't deserve to die. She didn't deserve to die. She had her life ahead of her. And it's funny how I was just writing a book. Like, I'm writing a book for Wattpad. And go ahead and call me cringy. I don't care. But, I'm writing a book for Wattpad. And I want my book to be a little bit more different. Like, I want my book... needs to be charged. But for my, book, I wrote this book specifically because I want people to, relate to this, like black women to relate to this, and also women in general. Like, I try to keep, like, things when I write things about, like, the human race too. But also, there are black women who really, really don't get to have their voice heard. And there's so many situations where, black women don't have voices. Women in general don't have voices. But specifically when it comes to crimes, it's black women that doesn't have their voices. It's women of color that don't have voices. And I know some people do not like when people say women of color, people of color. But I don't know what else to say. Like, women. I'm going to say women in general. But there's so many, like, people, you probably, like, wonder, why are you bringing race into this? Don't act dumb. Don't act like there's an elephant in the room. Don't avoid the elephant in the room. Because we know it's true. There was I forgot his name, but, I think it was, like, Alex Quinto? I forgot what his name was. But he died the same way, wait, let me make sure I get his name right. Hold on. Okay, his name is, Angelo Quinto. And when I heard this story, I was also very, very upset about that story. Because the cop stayed on his neck, and that's what further confirmed to me, that's how George Floyd died. That's how he died. That confirmed to me. Because Angelo Quinto died the same way George did, with a knee on his neck, but for 5 minutes. And it's just so sad. It's so sad. Because these cops ain't gonna learn their lesson. They ain't gonna learn their lesson. As you can tell, like, when I saw the video of Angelo Quinto's video, I cried too. Because I thought about my boyfriend, at the time, and what I would do if that happened to him. I thought about what I would do if it happened to any of my family members, my friends. It hurt my soul. Any of you guys, it would hurt me too. It would hurt me to see that happen to you. And it's draining to see what is going on in the media nowadays. And I can talk about the Bible right now and just say, it's a sign. It's a sign. But no, I'm not going to. Because I know some of you, I want to respect you. Because I know some of you guys aren't comfortable with talking about religion. So I ain't gonna talk to you about it. Maybe I'll do a video separately from this and I'll private it, but I just don't want, like, my thoughts about religion. I really don't talk about religion as much. Like, you know, like, I like learning about it. I like learning about the Bible because, you know, there's interesting things to read about in there. And a lot of so-called racist people depend on the Bible so freaking hard. They do. Like, and it's so sad. Like, that's theirs. That's their little, they can read that book. The book that I read is about positivity and loving each other. Not hating people because of their skin color. Hell no. No, no, no. God didn't put us on this earth. He didn't put us on this earth. I'm gonna be honest and speak it right now. He didn't put us on this earth to freaking hate each other. I'm gonna be honest and stern about that, okay? We are all human race. We are all one race. We all should love each other. Yes, we come from different backgrounds, but that shouldn't stop us from loving each other and being there for each other. But we can't, for some reason, as humans, we gotta look at all the differences as people. Yes, I calling myself out too. Okay, I'm calling myself out too. I'm calling my mistakes out too. And that's what a lot of people lack, is not calling out their mistakes. But we can work together and help you with that. You can change your mindset any day. That's why I always say, like, let's look at both sides and all that stuff. Let's look at both sides, because sometimes, you know, we do fall into that, the popular opinion, and especially on Twitter. Twitter is toxic, like I said. Instagram's toxic. It's always those people that want to think that they're right, and they want to be rude to people and be like, you think you're right, everything. Like, I'm right. Like, please, come on. Please tell me where you get your analytical stuff at. Where did you look at both sides and think? And I'm going to call out both sides on that. That's what both sides be doing sometimes. There's people that really, really think critically, and I look up to those people that think critically, but also they know who they're supporting. You know, they are who they're supporting. And that's why you just don't, it's not even worth it to go into comment sections anymore. Because no one can ever be positive. It's a war out there on freaking social media. It's a freaking war. It's a war. Oh, shoot. My computer. Sorry. This is our next war. This is our little civil war. Wait. What did I say? Civil war? Hold on. Oh my gosh. I could not. World War. Oh gosh, you guys. I blanked out. You see, I'm tired. I have bags in my eyes. Now I'm gonna be honest. My bags right now are being designer right now. And you could just tell I'm just blinking out so much. But this is like literally, the war on social media is literally World War III. It's literally just a social media version of it. Because people can't get along. And it's so sad, you know, like, it's disgusting, honestly. So, this is our lesson. We're gonna learn together. We're gonna learn to freaking, you know, just ignore people. Just stop trying to justify. Put your comment and just leave. And if someone replies to it and says some negative bullshit or something that you don't want to hear, just leave it alone. Don't need to argue. Like, there was this dude in this Instagram comment section, like, that For some reason, he was talking about some video games and all, so video games are like real life. I'm just like, kid, no, it's not. Video games defy gravity, defy physics, you know, and it's not. I mean, GTA in a realistic standard. I mean, GTA, the cops are kind of, but they ain't no, well, there's moments where cops actually do racially profile on GTA. Like, it's like literally, I was getting recommendations like at the worst time from GTA, like videos and all that stuff. But it was showing the truth of things, but I get what he was saying. But then I remembered a Mafia video that I watched. And it was like a mafia, like real mafia bosses play Mafia 2. And he said a lot of people just get influenced by these video games, and that's not good. Because now he's a mentor, and I think how he turned his life around was pretty great. And, you know, I think that's the way to look at it. Stop being influenced by these video games, like all this stuff. But that has nothing to do with this whole situation of racism, because racism still exists for everyone. Black people can be racist, and I'm gonna say it. Yes, black people can be racist. And that's something that upsets me. It upsets me that we do that. Like, not we. I'm not saying, like, I do that, of course, because, like, I'm a people person. I just love people. No race saying about, I just love people in general. No matter their race, their sexuality. I love people. Okay? My dolls are, like, staring at me. It's like, what the heck? It's kind of creepy. But, yeah. I kind of feel better talking about this situation than honestly, I'm ready to just share my voice, like I said. That she did not deserve it. Adam didn't deserve it. And it's so sad on Adam's Toledo's situation. Because he was just a part of someone he was with someone that had a gun and started shooting at some people, and he was trying to get away from the police because he was scared. He was only 13 years old. And it's a hard situation. Because my sister, she just turned 15 like a couple days ago. And it hits me to see kids around her age die. Kids in general die. Like, it hurts, And it just brings fear into me. It brings fear into me because I also have nieces and nephews, and I have brothers and sisters. I have parents who are afraid to freaking go out there into the world. I have a best friend who doesn't want to leave his house because he's afraid. He's afraid of what's out there, of him being a young black man. In the situation, there was a cop that followed my brother home one time because he was in my mom's car, and my mom didn't know if it was one of her cop friends. That could have thought that was her, or, could have thought, like, someone took her car or something. I don't know. But there was a cop that fought. I really hope it was that rather than some other, like, a racist cop. Because those cops, they were nice to me when I met them. And very kind-hearted. And I hope they're not like that either. I really hope they're not bad cops themselves. Because I put trust into them. And my brother was being followed home, right? I'm trying not to cry. Like, that's why it sounds so, like, normal. And then it's, like, cry. But my, brother, he was being followed home by a cop. And he was in my mom's car, her old car. And he was visiting, and then he was flying back to go home to my niece, because, he has to take care of his baby. And, yeah, a cop followed him home, like, all the way freaking home from the avenue to my house. and when they saw him pull into the driveway, then they left him alone. I have had so many situations with like cops that just, I still believe that there were still good people, but there was this one cop. I remember something was going on at my neighbor's house, and the cop, like, they were looking for someone because the neighbor or something had like a knife or something, and they were looking for him. And I went to go like a nosy person. We all been in this situation. We all been done this before. We've been nosy. Don't even deny it. Okay, I mean, some people, like, they probably did, but but we had those situations. We're gonna look out the window. Oh shoot! Please don't call me right now. Sorry, guys. I'm getting a call on my phone. But yeah. So I was looking out the window, like out my door and all that stuff, being nosy and being obvious, like a dumbass. Oh shoot! Don't call right now. Please don't. I'm sorry, guys. I keep getting call from my best friend. Right, I'll call him back though right after. Hold on, let me tell him real quick that I'm doing a video. So yes, I was looking out my like freaking door, and this cop all of a sudden, like, he notices me looking out the door, and he comes up to me and he's like, "So you hear what's going on around here?" And I was like, "No, I didn't hear anything, but I heard a little bit of like what they were talking about, some stabbing." He was like, "So there's someone on the loose that has a knife and all that stuff," and I'm just like, this is a scary situation. And then he was like, "Do you know the person who has the knife?" And I'm like, "No, I don't." And he was like, you kind of acted a little bit suspicious," because I was so nervous. And like, I just, like, there's so many situations with cops. Like, this was around the time when police brutality, was getting, more, like, common, like, and stuff. And I mean, it's been common for many years, many decades. But it was just, like, when I was, like, young at the time, so it was more common to me at the time. And of me, like, it was something, a common occurrence, because I was kind of afraid of that cop. And he was like, "Why are you acting so suspicious?" And I was like, "What makes you think that I'm acting suspicious? I'm just telling you the damn truth. I just may express it in a different way." But I didn't tell him that, because I was just like, no. I was like, no. Freaking, like, I wish I stood up, like, and been like, "What makes you think I'm acting a little suspicious?" I'm sick of people telling me that I act suspicious, okay? Like, that's rude, okay? But people are gonna be up in the comment section, "You're sensitive." I really hope there won't be, like, negative comments in this, because, like, I'm just gonna block you and just delete your comment. That's what I'm gonna do. But, yeah, I know my channel is not probably gonna, this video is probably not gonna get, like, probably, like, viewed by a lot of people, because, like, it doesn't matter. Views don't matter to me. I just want to get my message across and just say I'm sick and tired of being treated so badly because of my race, because of my skin color. And I'm just glad, there's so many situations that happen in my neighborhood that that makes me grateful that my neighbors are okay, because there's police that freaking show up all the time at their house. And I'm just glad that no altercation, like, with the police officer doing that, something bad to them happens. There was another situation I had with a cop, that wasn't a really good cop. Like, he just had anger issues. I don't know, he must have had a bad day. I don't know what was his problem, but yeah. But yeah, the cop literally, this is a situation that I had to deal with. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Yes, it was a time the cops had to come to our house, and I was going through a mental breakdown. And, I wasn't even, when I was just sitting at the table all calm and stuff, and my dad, he was worried, he was worried. So he asked the guy, like, because he was sick of kind of, like, he was asking the guy, like, "What do you see?" And the cop was like, sit down. And I was like, why? I'm so glad nothing happened to my dad. Because this cop had a bad day. He probably wasn't getting the puh. He probably wasn't, if Dashy West references, probably wasn't getting the puh. That's probably why. You see, you say he probably wasn't. He was probably mad he wasn't getting the puh. But the lady cop, she handled it well. She was kind. She was like, okay, sir, please just sit down. She, because there was a health evaluator there too. And, it's just like, I'm so glad my dad's okay. I'm so glad my mom's okay. Like, that could have been a really bad situation. And I thank God for that every day, okay? I do. Because a lot of people, they just they don't get out of that situation. Like, they don't. As you can see what's going on in the news. People of color are getting hated on so badly. All lives do matter. But first we need to start accepting those all lives do matter. We need to start accepting the human race matters. We need to start accepting that Asian lives matter, Black lives matter, Hispanic lives matter. We need to accept that, like, Indian lives matter, Native Americans' lives matter, before we start saying all lives matter. Because right now, that's not how it's going. And people are going to probably try to twist up my words and freaking say, but like I said, I just don't care. Say what you want to say. You ain't going to change my opinion about anything. You ain't. I'm so sick and tired of seeing the news. All the hate that happens in the news. All the sadness, destruction that's happening in the news. There's a Bible scripture on my phone right now. The earth is the Lord's, and all its fullness, the world and those who dwell therein. Psalms 24, verse. Psalms 24, verse 1. And that's what it says on the little verse of the day on Bible verse, I think, Bible, thing. And I think that, dang, that's kind of scary, because I didn't even know what the verse said. The earth is the Lord's and all its fullness, the world and those who dwell therein. And I'm gonna go ahead and, like, the earth is the Lord's world. Okay, I'm gonna read a different version. The earth is the Lord's and everything in it, the world and all who live in it. We're His. We're His. I think that was a good kind of, like, verse to read in this. Like I said, He put us on this earth to love each other, not hate each other, not to fight each other. But at the end of the day, it's up to Him. It's His judgment of our character, not the hate comments, people that you will never meet, ever. They do not make the true judgments. So, instead of, like, this is my advice for myself too, instead of, like, just freaking out on people, just ignore them. They want to live in their ignorance, let them. Let them. If they don't want to hear the truth, that's on them. All lives do matter. I'm going to be honest with you. All lives do matter. Because we shouldn't be killing each other. At all. We should be loving each other. And I want you guys, the people that are ignorant, I want you guys to practice with us. Come on, join us. Come on. I want you to put a comment down below, being respectful. like for one, and I'll be like, just practice it. This is gonna be a place where you can practice that if you want. Be like, yes, I hear your side. Make sure you look into people's sides. This is my advice. Look into people's opinions or ignore it and just leave the comment alone. Or, respectfully come after them and be like, I get what you're saying, but I think this. And it could be a respectful thing, like an educate thing. I don't know. Instead of being rude and being like you're ugly or bullying people that you're not gonna meet the next day, you're not gonna freaking dwelling on them and being like, oh, bullying them and all that stuff. I feel like we just, as humans, need to start thinking, and we can't keep ignoring the elephant in the room that racism doesn't exist. We can't keep ignoring that. Racism does exist. We can't ignore that. And it's just those people that just be like, oh no, it doesn't. Like, what? You don't see these YouTube videos that I be watching? I know some people don't even be watching YouTube, but you don't see these comment section, like, they're so blinded to, and they're like, oh, racism doesn't exist. People. Oh my gosh. And like I said, I'm disgusted that there's us too, black people. Like, I'm disgusted there's black people that are racist towards other people. And I'm just as disgusted as any other race of being racist to other people. Because why? What's the point of being racist? It doesn't make sense, But, yeah, so I'm just gonna try to ignore, like, this stuff that's going on Twitter, because Twitter it's proclaimed to be the worst place ever to kind of have an opinion, because there's cancel culture that's trying to cancel all the people out, and then there's the racists that be like, I'm right, you're wrong, like the cancel culture. And I'm not trying to compare them because there's two different, like, there's cancel culture for everything though, but I'm not trying to compare the cancel culture of good things, trying to cancel good things and with these racist people. But sometimes I feel like they think that they're right, like all the time. That's a comparison I'm gonna say, but in totally different types of ways. But it's a learning experience that we're gonna learn, and I hope to see a lot of people change their mindset about things, and treat people kindly. I really hope they do. And it's not worth it to comment. Like I said, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. It's very sad that, like, yesterday my mom, like, after she heard the verdict, she had to tell my dad. She was like, make sure you look behind, like, look around your surroundings when you're going to work, when you're at home. And she always tells me this too, is to always look at my surroundings when I go to, like, the park. And it's scary because I just get so scared. I get really bad anxiety when I go to the park, because I think something's going to happen to me when I walk there. Like, I think something's going to happen to me because I just look at it like I'm just going to the park to have a normal, fun day. A normal day where I can just write in the park and sit and just enjoy life and walk around the park and get my daily exercise. And even though I can't because it's freaking snowing. I mean, you still can go on walks, right? Enjoy the snow. Like, yeah, so it's scary. I shouldn't, like, they had to close up the school, like, in Minnesota, the schools in Minnesota, because they were afraid that it would have been a different verdict. And they're still afraid because there's people on TikTok saying stuff. There's people saying that they ain't afraid, guilty or not, if Chauvin's guilty or not, that they ain't afraid of fighting the Black Lives Matters protesters. There was this one dude on TikTok, dumbass. He's a dumbass. Honestly, you about to lose your job, man. That's every time I think about this video, I'm like, you about to lose your job. Like, he probably. I ain't gonna say anything. No, no, no. Let me stop. I ain't gonna be talking shit about someone's work profession. I ain't gonna be like, oh, he probably don't have one. I'm not gonna say that because I think it's rude. But see, like this dude, yeah, he went on TikTok and he was like, he had a gun in his hand and he was like, we ain't afraid this time. Come on, Antifa. Come on, Black Lives Matter. Guilty or not, we still coming for you. And he chucked that thing. I don't know. I'm not good at guns, okay? But I'm like, dude, is it really that serious? Why do racists have us freaking on their mind so constantly? Why do people have people, if you don't like a person, why do you have them so rent free on your mind? We will never understand why people do that. Like, why do you, if you want to be racist towards a race, why do you have them so rent free? If you don't like a race, why do you have them so rent free on your mind? Just ignore it. Like, just move on, live your life. It's no worth of killing someone because their skin color is different from yours. And I think it's a jealousy thing. Honestly, I think it's a jealousy thing. But it's nothing about jealousy on our side. We just want our voices to be heard. All of us. People of color. See, I don't know what to say in replace of people of color. But, other races, and there's even people that are white that want to join us and, be there for us. And I give them that because I love everyone. Like I said, I love everyone for them. Like, and if they live in positivity and all that stuff. And like I said, there was people in under George, like E News posted a little community tab post for George Floyd's daughter, and they put a quote that she said that her dad changed the world. He did. He changed a lot of things in this country. His death did, but I wish it was a different way. I wish he just got to go home. And then Nancy Pelosi is over here like, thank you, George Floyd, for sacrificing your life. Like, girl, what? Okay. It's so sad. Yeah. And then there's like, this, like, under the post on the e-news thing, people were being so disrespectful and, like, they were saying, your daddy pointed a gun at a woman's stomach. You think he's a good guy? And I'm just like, oh my gosh. And then I commented, because there was this girl that commented to one of the comments that were saying that, and she was like, girl, and I was like, okay, just ignore that. Like, just ignore them. Don't give them a reaction, because that's what they clearly want, is a reaction, because they feed off that negative energy. They feed off of it, and they put it into themselves to make them feel better, because they know if they say something negative, they're gonna get a reaction, and we're gonna react, and they're gonna feed off of it and be like, I'm better than you. And I was just like, and the girl deleted her, not the girl that I replied to, the person that originally posted, oh, your daddy put a gun to, when she deleted her comment, because I think she read it, and I'm like, because I had to call her, I didn't give her the time of the day. I had to comment on the other girl's comment, because I was like, do not give her the time of the day, because these negative people just want to give people bad days. And that's what I say, when they see people happy, when people see people so happy, they just want to ruin that, like, I had those situations where I felt like I had to ruin someone's happiness. Like, it's not an okay situation, like, at all. It's not. It's not. Just because you're having a bad day and seeing all other people be happy, you don't try to ruin that. Don't try to take that away from them. Just let them be happy and live their freaking lives. it's not okay to just live in negative. I don't know. It's a scary place to live in negative energy. There's times for me when I deal with negative energy, it's something about myself and it gets me angry. And, you know, like I said, why try to bring down someone just because they're happy? Never, 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 never. It's a human thing. It's a human thing that we do that. No one's safe. Okay, no one's safe. I'm pointing out that people do this unless you live in positivity and you know when to take a breather and then come back in and just be like, yeah, that's good that you're having a happy day. You leave whatever you're feeling outside of the door. Leave it outside of the door, and try to leave it outside the door so you can work on yourself and love yourself a lot more. So you don't have to be at the point where you build up this anger. So yeah, I was like, I had to call her out on that. Like, I didn't even have to reply to her comment, but I know that hit her somewhere. I know that hit her somewhere. Hope she's okay. But I'm so sick of people saying that. Oh, he put a gun to the woman. What does that have to do with this situation? What does that have to do with Chauvin? What does that have to do with Chauvin being on his neck for 9 whole minutes? Even a doctor confirmed it for me. Like I said, the Angelo Quinto situation confirmed that for me, too. It wasn't the drugs that pushed on to him dying. It was his passageway getting freaking blocked. And right here, I can show you right here. I have a thyroid problem. And I know you guys can't really see that, but it's like a little hole. You guys can see it. No, I did not smoke. Okay, no. No, okay. But it was an inherited thing that I got from my birth mom's side of the family. But yes, I know what it feels like when your passageway feels like this. Because now that I have this thyroid hole, it just feels like I can't breathe. Like, it feels like my passageway, like, at times gets blocked. Because I don't know if it's anxiety, especially when people are braiding my hair and they be tightening it on my hair. They be like freaking pulling my neck back. It makes me feel uncomfortable, and it made me like there was a situation. It made me feel like I couldn't breathe. Like it made me want to have panic attack and all that stuff. And so yes, Angelo Quinto's death confirmed that George died that way because he died that way. He was his sister. I hope Angelo's sister doesn't blame herself. I hope those bystanders that were afraid to get close to Chauvin don't blame themselves. I know there's one witness that feels bad because he feels like it was his fault. He feels like it was his fault. It was not his fault. It's not your fault, sweetheart. It's not. Because I would be scared too. Like, a lot of people, they tell me, like, they're probably afraid to go up to the police and tell them that, and tell them, get off. Like, because you don't know what that officer would have been capable of. He probably could have hurt someone else. They never allowed George to even take a breather. They never allowed him to take a breather and be like, okay, we'll let you breathe for a second. Breathe in and out. And we'll talk about it. What's gonna happen? We're gonna take you to the police. Like, once he calms down and everything, they could have been like, we're gonna take you to the police station, and we're gonna just question you. And we're gonna see, what's going on with this whole money thing, this money situation. We're gonna see, and we want to hear your side. We're gonna let you take a breather. We're gonna let you take another breather, and we're gonna put you in the police car, and you can just, it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. That's all they could have done. That's all the police officers could have done. No, they don't want to ask questions. See, it's sad. It's a sad world we live in. It was never a happy world. Let's be honest about that. It was never, ever in times. I mean, for some people, it's a happy world, but we can't ignore the elephants in the room. All the stuff that needs to change about this world. Global warming. We need to get better at, cleaning the earth. For Earth Day, I think I'm gonna go out for Earth Day and clean up. I think that's what I should do. Yes, for once. For once. I remember being elementary and freaking going to Earth Day and experiencing that. And just being able to clean up the earth. Racism needs to be gone. I know that's probably never gonna happen because we don't live in a perfect world. Have you ever thought, like, the first day that racism was brought into this world, how it could have been avoided? Like, they could have just been like, oh, okay, well, they may have different skin color, but they're still human. They're still walking on 2 feet like us. Like, we should accept each other. But no. Whoever started the whole racism thing, fuck you. Okay, I'm telling you. Because who are you to decide if I'm gonna be your slave or not? If I'm gonna be your slave? Who are you to decide that you own me? Who are you to decide I can't be here at this restaurant? Who are you to decide I can't drink out of this water fountain? Who are you to decide where I can sit on the bus? Whew. Who are you? And also, we need to stop colorism too. We gotta be real. Colorism runs deep in freaking so many races. Like, it does. It runs deep. And I'm sick of people being like, oh, light skinned people are, like, more attractive. Like, fetishizing on that stuff. You got a preference, I get that, but, like, be open. This goes for, just be open to people. Like, you may fall in love with someone that has a really great personality, no matter their race. Stop putting the whole arc of, oh, black men are like that. Don't worry if black man doesn't like you. This goes to my black women. If black men treat you like, if they not, just know this, not all black men are horrible. Not all of them. They're just hidden. The good ones are hidden. But if you're a toxic black man and you talking about how you're never gonna date a black woman because she's too much for you, bye, bye, bye. Get out of my way. Get out of my way. Move on. Get out of my way. I don't care. I ain't got the time in the day to deal with that foolishness. Nope. Oh my gosh. I've been in a relationship where I was dating a white guy. And we went to freaking Jamba Juice, and there was people just staring at us. And I don't know if they were staring at me because I was nervous, because it was my very first date ever. And I don't know, because I was smiling so much, but they were staring at me and him, and it just felt uncomfortable. It really did. But I enjoyed my day. It was my birthday, and I just pushed them out. They didn't bother me for the rest of the day, because I was just with someone that I freaking really liked. And I was just enjoying my birthday because he decided to spend my birthday with me, and I was very thankful for that. And then I met someone else that was very kind too. Like, I don't care who you want to date. I don't care who you want to date. Just don't let them bash your race. Don't let them bash where you come from. Don't let yourself bash where you come from. Remember whose V you came out of. Remember your mother's V. Your mother's, you came out of her, okay? And she raised you. Don't forget where you come from. And don't bash it on race. That's disgusting. And I have to deal with that. There's people that be like, oh, you date white guys and all that, you never get black guy a chance. And this is a person, like, I'm not gonna say who I'm talking about, because he may know. You may already know. He may already know. Because, he's texting me right now. But me and him, we used to date and stuff, but, he's like, why you go for white guys and all that stuff? And I'm like, did I ever say I go for white guys? No. I just go for people, that I want to get to know, no matter their race. My ex was Hispanic. So, you know, like, I feel like when black guys say, like, that type of stuff, but, like, I'm not trying to bash black men, because there's amazing black men out there. But then I see the toxic one that gotta always be, like, bringing in race, but then they get mad at the black women for bringing in race. Like, make up your damn mind, okay? But then like I said, I don't got time for that. I don't. Like, I don't care who you date. Like, my brother's in an interracial relationship. He's, with his child, like, he loves them and he's there for them. And he never, ever, ever bashes his race. He loves his race. He loves learning everything about being black. He loves listening to Kendrick Lamar. Loves listening to J. Cole, Nipsey Hussle. Yes, at times those rappers kind of showed the colorism type thing, but he likes to keep it real and listen to black music and, just black owned companies, all that. And they want to start their own little business, my cousin and my brother. Like, that's really amazing. Like I said, there's amazing black men out there that, that don't bash their race and they're in love with someone else that's outside of their race. But we gotta leave those toxic black men out of our lives, because we can't just dwell on it and be like, oh my gosh, she doesn't like black women. Okay, just leave it alone. Oh, she doesn't like black men. Leave it alone. Why does it matter? Don't. Alright, so, yeah. Another situation I wanted to talk about was the 9-year-old that got pepper sprayed by the police. And honestly, that's so sad. Like, we don't even get treated like we are. Like, when we're kids, we just get stared at like we're adults. Like children do. And I read an article, like literally the same day or like the day before, I read an article talking about, because I'm in an ECE class, so I'm an early childhood major. And one of my group members chose Black Boys Matter for like classroom like situation. And I think that was a really good article that she chose, because there was this teacher in the article. She was freaking treating her student like, they were explaining how teachers, because they, like, the parents or like the author of the article was talking about teachers have their own biases too. They are going to see things in the media and they're going to have their own opinion on things, and they're going to implement that into the classroom and have their biases on students and all that stuff. And if you are like that, get out. Get out. Okay? Make room for the new teachers that really, really care about their students and aren't biased and love them. And their happiness matters to them. For me, when I taught in daycare, when I was a teacher assistant, I loved it. I loved it. And it was an amazing experience. And I treat all of the students the same, like kindly. Never has it come across me, that, oh, race comes into the mix. No. They're all students. They all deserve to be respected. I deserve to be respected as a teacher. And basically the article talked about how teachers, like, they tend to look at black boys I don't know why. Like, I can see why they specifically say black boys. It's because, yes, that's very true. Like, I seen it in classrooms before when I was a kid, and I see how things like that, like a lot of teachers do treat black like boys like differently. But this student specifically, he was a good kid. He was a good kid. And the teacher, she was treating him like he was a criminal or something, and seeing him differently and seeing him as an adult than a child. And it's so sad. It's so sad that teachers do that. Like, you can't even go to school without people saying some dumb shit. You can't even go to school and be a kid. That's the place you just expect. You don't expect a teacher to be mean to you when you go to school. Like, I mean, that's normal for the whole classroom, like a teacher. But if a teacher is like being more, favoriting to a specific student, a specific race of students, and they're being rude to the race that, often gets oppressed and gets discriminated against, we got a problem. And I would, there's so many YouTube videos that I can just reference right there. There was this one video that I watched, and the mother went up to school to confront the teacher because the teacher hit her son. She did the right thing going up to that school and saying, "You do not hit my child." She pulled her kid out that school, I do believe. I'm not really sure how that went, but the teacher started acting like the victim. She started really acting like the victim. The kid came to his mom and said his teacher didn't like him because she hit him with a ruler. And I don't even think you're supposed to even be doing that to students. There's situations, like child abuse in school, it happens, and it's sad that it happens. But yeah, because you just don't know what's going on in the kid's house. You could be putting more pain onto that child. And she hit the kid with the ruler, and he told his mom, and the mom and the dad did the right thing and went up to the school. I wish the dad kind of stood up a little bit more, but he wanted his wife to kind of like calm down and stuff. But I would be mad too. But the freaking teacher was going to sit up there and be like, I didn't do anything. Like, that could be true, but like, if a kid that age is coming to home and telling their mom, their dad, that a teacher hit them, I think that's more, yeah, because, yeah, if they're not saying that, like, I think that was like his second time saying that or something, and yeah, and she was like, oh my gosh, like, please, and she was like acting all victim, like, don't act like, people do that, they know they're wrong, and they act like a victim, because that's how they're narcissists like that, they're narcissistic like that, they're like, did you do anything, like, I'm very sorry, and then they start believing their lie, and it's, I see these in Karen videos. A Karen can be any race, and don't you dare be like, oh, Karen, it's, like, if you call someone Karen, that's racist. No, it's not, because Karens are all in different races. And a lot of those Karen compilations, half of them, people cut out the true thing, like what went down before the whole thing happened, like what went down before everything kind of thing. And it turns out maybe the person behind the phone is the Karen. See, you just can't believe everything you see on the internet too. But yeah. But anyway, guys, I wanted to talk about that 9-year-old situation, real quick before I end this video, because the they pepper sprayed her. Well, like, when I take back to the kid situation, like, black kids aren't treated like they're kids. And I agree with that. Yeah, I definitely agree with that. And, Yeah, they pepper sprayed the little girl, and she was begging them to wipe her eyes, and the cop was like, no, this is a 9-year-old child you're talking to. She's afraid. And I think she had like a mental breakdown, and she was supposed to go to like a mental hospital, and the cops were taking her. And she was, like scared and afraid. And these situations happen, Like, it's just so sad. Like, they couldn't even wipe her eyes down and just slam the door in her face and be like, we can't do anything. And then yesterday, I also saw another video. It was the day before yesterday, because now it's 12:49. And there was like these kids that were riding the bikes and all that stuff, and they were just trying to freaking live life. They're just trying to live life. They're all young black men, and I'm so glad they got to just get out of there safely. But one dude I felt really bad for because he got arrested for nothing. For nothing. This woman caught. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. See, racism comes in different forms. I'm gonna say it right here. Yeah, doesn't matter what her race was. Okay, but yeah, this woman cop, she went up to they were telling them they can't ride their bikes or something. It was like a violation or something. I was trying to listen on what they were saying, and the sheriff was saying you can't ride your bikes or something. I don't know why you can't ride your bikes. Is this a true thing? Like, I don't know where it was. I forgot where it was. I think it was like New Jersey or something. I don't remember. I saw it on Sean King's Instagram, and he was like, the kid was trying to explain to them that they were just trying to get, go out and just, ride their bikes and stuff. Like normal kids, like, can we just ride our bikes? And this summer I was planning on getting a bike, but now that kind of made me afraid. And I should not be living in fear. Do not live in fear. Do not live in fear. But yeah, I was kind of scared because I'm just like, what if I'm riding my bike and some cop comes up to me and like, give me your bike? Because that's literally what they did. They're like giving me your bikes. And I don't know what happened in that situation, but maybe they were just being teenagers, just doing their like tricks on the bikes and all that stuff and just living life. But this woman was like, give me your bikes. Give us your bikes. What are you gonna do with those bikes? I wonder what they did with those bikes. Did they just kept them and just never give them back? I really hope they give them their bikes back, because if that was my kid, I would have been up there to that police station. Give me their bikes right now. Give me their bikes, or I'm gonna freaking turn. Let's get into my please. I was kidding. No, don't do that, because people will take that wrong, and sadly, we can't gotta address that part. Like, give me their bikes. Like, I would have went up to this police station so quickly, because you're gonna have my son walk home. Like, the kid freaking said he lives some miles away, and the cop was like, okay, that doesn't matter. I don't care. That's not my problem. What made me want to slap the freak out of that woman's mouth. I really wanted to. I wanted to. And the cops that were all holding their bikes and stuff, they had like freaking 5 cops on them, and thank God those kids got out of that situation safely. Thank God. But I feel bad for the kid that got arrested, because he stood up for himself, stood up for his friends, and said, we ain't doing nothing. He was looking at his phone. He was like, I'm trying to look up something. I don't know if he was trying to record it, call someone. Maybe he was trying to research if that's actually something that the cops can do. It's so sad. Those cops can't even give him a ride home, and just been like, okay, you guys, we're just gonna, or just explain to them simply as this: you can't ride your bikes. We're gonna let you guys go. Like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how that situation could have played out. I'm trying to think of an example. They didn't have to take their bikes, but they could have just dropped them off at home and just been like, okay, there's this law that says you guys can't ride your bike. Of course, they're teenagers. They're not gonna, like, agree and stuff, and they're not going to freaking, like, sometimes, we have mouths. Teenagers have mouths, and we're rebellious. That's what teenagers do. Now you just treat us like adults. But, yeah, that situation got me mad. Like, I was just like, what the freak's going on? Like, this is all going on when this verdict is coming out, and so many incidents? Yeah, incidents are going on right now, and it's just crazy. Crazy. But, yeah, so I'm gonna end this video right here. It went on a little too long. As you can tell, it's like an hour and 10. I'm posting this full on just so I can talk and breathe for freaking once. For freaking once, because, like, I'm just sick and tired of it. Hold on, let me. Oh, I thought you can take a thumbnail. So my thumbnail don't look like me like this. But it don't matter. Okay? As long as I get my voice out. That's what matters. And you guys listen to me. And, we can talk about it in the comment section. And I just want to hear your guys' opinions too. Honestly, I think that's a good place to start is to listen to other people's opinions. So anyway, thank you guys for allowing me to come on here and talk to you guys about how I feel and stuff. And I tried to save this tears, but before I did this video, I was in full on tears, and that's what made me come out and come on camera, because I watched the body cam footage of Ma'Khia Bryant's death. I think she didn't deserve that. The person that was gonna get, stabbed didn't deserve that either, because killing someone or hurting someone isn't worth it. But she didn't deserve to die. Like, she didn't deserve to get shot 4 times. And now I'm thinking about, like, all the freaking, whatchamacallit, messages, like, that I've commented, like, just telling my opinion on Twitter. Now I'm thinking about it, I'm gonna probably get a whole lot of them now when I get off of this video, because people just don't know when to accept someone's opinion or something. And that's on my part too. Sometimes you just gotta accept that's their opinion and just move on and not care and just know your opinion. And if you feel like it's a good opinion, you feel like their opinion is stupid, just leave it alone. Ignore it. Ignore theirs. It's not worth to get stressed out over. Because you're not going to ever meet that person. You're never going to come in eye contact with that person. God forbid. You never do, because there's crazy people out there. That's why you gotta be careful of what you comment into. So that's why I just want you guys to be safe. And that goes for both sides. I want people to be safe, because there's crazy people out there. And I want you guys to be safe. So, I'm not saying you can't comment, but, like, just be careful with your words, okay? Sometimes people get really mad over situations, and they do stuff. And I want you guys to be safe. And that goes for both sides. Whether, like, I think your side, like, because I want you guys to be safe too. I want those people to be safe too. I don't wish death on anyone. I don't. Like, a lot of those people wish death on a lot of people. But, yeah. And, yeah, be careful what you say. So, I'm gonna end this video here. And like I said, thank you guys for listening. And I will see you guys later. Bye, guys.